Starting event. Hello, hello. We are live. Can you hear us? Hi, everybody. Good evening, good
Hello, guys.
morning, good afternoon. Hey, Marcus. Pedro, we are live. Hey, Bruno. What's going on? Can you guys see us? Sound check, one, two. Sound check, sound check. Can you hear us? Hi, Helmer. Yes, you can hear us. Okay, great. So yeah, if you can hear us, just say yes or something like this. There's an echo. Oh, okay. Hopefully it's not too bad. Sounded good. Everything's good. Okay, let's get the show on the road. So hi everyone, and welcome to the second annual Relocation Summit. This is our second conference that we're running like this. Before we had other names, but we stuck with the Relocation Summit. And we're really excited to be sharing with you. I don't even know how many webinars. I think we have like something like 10 webinars in the next week. We have one webinar right after this as well about how to improve your English. We have a lot of webinars with success cases, VanHackers who got hired, such as Pedro here. And we also have a lot of webinars with industry experts, people who help you with your visa, who help you improve your career, and generally help you get hired abroad. So, excuse me. Let's get started with Pedro. I'm really excited to have this webinar with Pedro because for those of you who might not have seen in the marketing, Pedro was the first ever VanHacker hired. Actually, he got 2 jobs with VanHack, and we'll go through the story of how that all happened today. But I've known Pedro since 2014, so over 5 years now. Crazy. And he was really, helpful in the beginning, early days of VanHack when it was just a small idea. And yeah, now he's been working at the company for quite a while, living here in Vancouver, Canada. Has an incredible story about how he overcame a lot of adversity to get his work permit and visa and job. So let's get right into it. Welcome, Pedro. Great to have you here with us.
Hello, guys. It's my pleasure.
Awesome. Cool. So maybe we can start with the first question, and I'm just gonna go a little bit smaller so you guys can see the main
Oh, wow.
person in the conversation here. And just one thing, guys, if you have questions, save them to the end. We're gonna leave some time for questions. So yeah. Oh, cool. Pedro. There's another Pedro from Brazil in the webinar as well.
Yeah,
I think
nice
there's
name.
a few of them in Brazil, right? Like one or two, maybe. That's great. Okay, so Pedro, who are you? Where are you from? What's your background? What do you work with? Introduce yourself, please.
Hey, guys. So my name is Pedro Cirquis. I'm from Brazil. And back in Brazil, I had a degree in information system and also a post degree in forensic computing. Back there, I used to work with Java and PHP, basically. And yeah, that's who I am.
Awesome, awesome. So Java and PHP developer. Anyone here work with Java or PHP? Just curious. It's not a problem if you don't, but it's always good to know who's around. Yes, AJ, the webinar definitely has started, so hopefully you're here. So let's take us back to the beginning of when you first wanted to relocate. Um, did how was your thought process? What made you say, you know what, I'm gonna leave all my friends and family and go to this strange land in the north where it's freezing cold? What made you have this crazy idea?
Yeah, so the main idea for me to come here was basically working crazy hours, not getting enough, and basically not enjoying life at all. So I decided to move on and just find something that I really liked, keep doing what I like, and also living. So that was basically my main goal on coming to Canada, and I wanted to do some post degree or some really nice course that I could get some international experience. So that's when I actually decided to come to Canada, and that's when I really wanted to learn more stuff and know more people and actually live life. Right?
Hmm.
I think that's
Hmm.
the main thing for everyone.
Yeah, better quality of life. Makes sense.
Yes.
Cool. And so you mentioned something, you wanted to do a course. So let's talk about through the journey. So back then, just for everyone to know, in 2014, or there was no global talent stream visa for Canada. And again, guys, VanHack does not help you move just to Canada. Um, we'll help you move to Europe as well. And yeah, just want to make sure that's very clear. Pedro just happened to be in Canada, but we're also going to have some success cases from Europe too. Um, anyway, so back then there was no global talent stream visa, and that visa is now making it easier than ever for people like you guys to relocate to Canada. But back then, in Pedro's case, he had to do a college. So tell us about maybe like how much that cost, or like maybe not that, but like how was the process to do the college? How many years did you have to do? Did you actually learn anything in the college that was useful? How was your process to, and why did you decide to come to Vancouver specifically?
Yeah, so I'll go back a little bit from that, not just for the student visa, but before coming here was a little bit harder to get the stud permit. So what I did was basically getting a visitor visa, and at that time, I don't know now how everything is working for visa, but with the visitor visa, I could have English classes for at least 6 months at that time. So I had a goal of finding the college, and I had a goal of finding the course that I really wanted. So I didn't want to come from Brazil with the course and the college all done. So what I did was I came as a visitor. I had these English classes for I had course for around 4 months, and in the meantime, I was looking for college. I was going to the college looking for the course that I wanted. And so after 3 months of searching, I finally found the course. I went to the college. I did my English exam there at the college. I passed, and I did all the process after that. So I could apply for my visitor visa finally, which gives you permission. I don't know if that's still a thing, but at that time it gave me permission for studying full time and working part time.
Okay, so your student
Yeah,
visa.
yeah, exactly. Just with
Cool,
my
cool.
student
So you
visa.
came to Canada as a tourist, visitor visa. We had to go and do an English program first. After that, you had to apply for a college. This sounds very complicated and
Yeah,
stressful.
it is. It is super stressful, man.
And then what happened? Something happened where you got sick, and then you had to miss a test. What happened there?
Yeah, so after finishing all this process, it took me like around 6 months. I finished my process with my student permit, and I was supposed to start my college in January 5th. Yeah, January 5th in 2015. So what happened was I had appendicitis at that time, and I stayed in the hospital for. I actually entered the hospital on January 2nd, and it was just appendicitis, right? It's something that in less than a week you can just go away. But I had some complications in the surgery, and then because that I had to stay in the hospital for 15 days, and I had to stay at home just recovering for about like 2 months.
Mm,
So what happened at that time was they actually had to cancel the whole process that I did in the my 6 months in Canada, my first 6 months. So they basically canceled all my college so I wouldn't lose my money because it's kind of expensive. So because that I had to stay 6 months recovering from the surgery, getting better. And at that time, I really thought on going back to Brazil, like a
mm,
bunch of
mm,
times. I can't
mm,
count in my, just use my hands. But yeah, then after that, after these 6 months of recovering, I couldn't do anything in Canada because I basically just had my stud permit, but was attached to the college that I didn't have any course anymore. So after
mm,
6 months, I had to go back to the college. I had to do the process again. And after all the process, after everything, I finally could start my college on August
mm, mm,
2015. And yeah, that's when I finally got my stud permit and could finally start studying.
Wow, wow. So I guess the point of the story, guys, is you know, it's not easy, or at least it wasn't easy back then. It's still not easy now, but Pedro did a lot of work, invested a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of stress to get there. So let's start talking about VanHack. So you were, kind of by yourself, moving to Vancouver or to a new city. Maybe I don't know if it's fair to say lost or unsure of how to get a job. And then how did you find out about VanHack, and what did you first think? You can be honest when you first heard about it. And how did it help you prepare yourself to get hired
Okay.
twice?
First thing I thought was, this is awesome. That's really something that I need. So I don't know, like when I finally start studying, that's every step that you live here, you have a new challenge. So everything that you do, every process that you go through, it's just something new, right? You don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know what to do, especially if you're totally alone. So I started my college, I started studying. I had previous experience in Brazil. I had about 5 years experience in Brazil, and it was really hard to find a part-time job. I didn't have a LinkedIn account, for example. So I think I saw an ad about VanHack the first
Hmm.
time. So I really thought like, this is awesome. I really need this. I need this kind of help because I'm really bad on organizing stuff and
Hmm.
going through interviews. I'm a really nervous person. So I
You're
found
doing great
this.
right now. You're doing great right now,
Oh
by the
man,
way.
thank you. You have no idea how nervous I am. But yeah, I saw the ad and I sent a message to Ilya, I think, right? I don't remember when exactly, but I think it was
Hmm.
2015,
Yeah,
January. I
maybe
don't know.
early 2015. Yeah, we
Yeah,
launched in January 2015,
there you
January
go.
28th. Yeah.
Yeah. So I sent a message to Ilya. We started talking, and Ilya just blew my mind with all the service they had, and it was great having the help. Like VanHack helped me with my LinkedIn. I don't think we had English at that time in
We
VanHack.
did, maybe not. Yeah, maybe it was
Yeah,
before interview practice.
yeah,
Yeah.
we didn't have the interview practice, but I remember that I was going to coffee house with Ilya and just talking about interviews and talking about my LinkedIn, my resume, and
Hmm.
everything.
Yeah, this was
I
the early VanHack Premium.
Yeah,
Yeah, just some background. Just I want to stop here quickly, guys.
yeah.
Pedro. Just for everyone to know, so Pedro joined VanHack Premium, which for everyone to understand is our premium service where we help you with your English, your soft skills, your interview practice. We have over 40 hours of English practice, and actually during the relocation summit is the same week as Black Friday. It just coincidentally that's how it happens. No, we did it on purpose. And you can actually join VanHack Premium for up to 50% off if you join for 6 months, and 30% off if you join, or 35% off if you join for 3 months. I think there's some kind of offer. I don't know if I did it right, but you guys should be seeing some kind of little Black Friday box. And there's a three month guarantee, or sorry, a 30-day guarantee. If you don't like VanHack Premium, you can always get your money back, so you have nothing to lose. Um, and yeah, Leonardo in the chat says the classes are great. I think they're pretty good too. They help Pedro and many other people. And it's always English for job interviews. Exactly, Sinan. So it's not just like English about the cup is green and whatever. It's hey, tell me about yourself. What's your biggest weakness? Why should we hire you? We also have yeah, like other van hackers will help you prepare. Anyway, I can go on and on, but just a little bit of a little small ad here for VanHack Premium because that's how Pedro got hired. So not only was your first VanHacker hired, but the first VanHack Premium got hired. Oh, cool, Andre. If you're in Vancouver already, then send us an email. Contact@vanhack.com, and our team will help you. We're having an event here, a Leap event next week in Vancouver. So yeah, Andre, good thing you woke up early, 8 a.m. to watch a webinar. So just email. If you guys have any questions about VanHack, email contact@vanhack.com. And one last thing I'm going to say is I really appreciated Ola Yinka's comments saying that you're doing truly great, Pedro. So yeah, man, let's keep going. But so you and I we would meet in the coffee house. I'll give you some advice about improving your English, and then let's talk about how you got your first job. Um, yeah. sorry, no, Jai, no, you can watch a demo class. I'll send you a video. What actually, if you go to vanhack.com/premium, you can see an example class. There's a link there. There's a video. But you can get your money back. So if you know, you can use it for 29 days and tell us, hey, this sucks, and get your full money back. So no risk. Anyway, cool. So Pedro, how did you get your first job in Canada? What happened?
Yeah. So my first job, I was talking to Ilya, and he had, oh, I have this great position. That's a guy that's opening a startup. So they were in a really early stage on the startup. Oh, and thank you for all the support, guys. I forgot to say that. So he said, there's this really nice guy. He's looking for a dev. I think he was looking for a PHP at that time, PHP dev. And I was look, that's perfect. I was studying and I was actually looking for a job. I could work part time. So I remember I had this interview with this guy, and Ilya sent my information to him, and we just started talking through email. Then we just got a meeting in a coffee house. I used to go to a lot of coffee houses at that time. Yeah, so we went to this coffee house, we started talking, and it was great. Like, we both liked each other, and I loved the idea that he had at that time. And we were like, okay, let's do it. So we started doing it. I was working as a lead dev at that time for him, and we started building his website. We started building all. I think we started building his first app as well. So it was great, but the college was actually something that I really wanted to focus at that time. And so what happened was, I was doing a bunch of work and I was also studying. And as an immigrant, you actually need like to keep your focus. So I had a focus at that time in my visa. I had a focus like on just getting going, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I had a 1 year stud permit. I had a 1 year course. So in the
Mhm.
end, I had to stop working for him, but it was a really great experience at that time, and I really needed that too.
Cool. So you basically got a job at a startup, and that's something that I want to talk about a little bit as well. How was it working for a small company? Because it was basically you and one or two other people, right? So
Yeah.
it was really, really small. It was just an idea. And actually the company still exists, and they hired two other Van Hackers. So
Oh, that's nice.
in a way, because of your help and getting them with their product in the early days, contributed to them growing the business. And then now they actually are, they have an office downtown, and they have like 15, 20 people, and they have a guy from Nigeria and a Van Hacker from Chiago. Oh, sorry, from Chiago, from Brazil named Chiago. So yeah, pretty cool. Yeah. So how was it working for a startup?
Was challenging. Was really challenging in the beginning. Like, it was just an idea, right? They were just starting, but it was great. We could go like from the beginning of the startup with just ideas. We could just. I remember we were just sitting together all the time and just throwing these ideas on the table and just talking about it and like, let's go this way, let's go that way. In the meantime, it was like, really, you need to run a lot to get this going. It's kind of really
I'm
crazy,
just
but
gonna share something for people to see. I don't know if everyone can see that.
oh man, yeah,
Can you guys see this picture of Pedro and that scene? Can you see it?
yeah. That time we were actually building the website and just Facebook and all the pages for the company. It was really nice. We were in Mike's house at the time, so that's me just in Mike there.
Nice. Yeah, Mike's the one I think who took the picture.
Yeah,
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, you guys can see this is we have evidence, we have proof. I actually have another picture which I'll try and find during the webinar of the three of us when I actually I'm taking a picture with the three of us there. So I'll show it there. But anyway, I'll stop sharing this. But yeah. So yeah, just for you guys to see, we're not just making up this crazy story. Yeah, this actually happened, and yeah.
It
So you
did, yeah.
worked there for like, let's say, 3 to 6 months. You
Yeah.
decided to go back to your studies. So someone asked a good question. What did you study? Did you study?
Oh
Um,
yeah, I was doing a post degree in computer information technology, so they were really focused on project management and also in dev skills. So I had like some C sharp advanced and also mobile development in that
mhm.
course.
Cool. So did that course help you like get the right
Oh
skills
yeah,
or
yeah, for
yeah?
sure. So
Cool.
I had previous experience in PHP, right? I didn't have any experience in front end. Like I had a little bit, but not wasn't my focus at that time. And just
Mhm.
so you guys know, I'm a front end today. So yeah, I started doing like front end in the college here, and I started actually like going into it. Also for mobile, that I didn't have experience at all. So
Mhm.
after finish the college, it was like great for presenting and going through interviews with these new skills. It was really nice.
Nice. Awesome. And Fabio asked a question, is it easier to get hired at a Canadian startup than a big company? Do you have any thoughts on that? I also have some thoughts, but
Well, it is easier, but it is also challenging because like startups they are growing really fast and everything goes really fast there.
mhm.
Um, but yeah, I would say that's kind of the same if you have the right focus, if you have the right skills for the job.
Yeah, I think so too. Like if you have the right skills, if you are, I guess, more open to just working all the time,
Yeah,
and you like this rush and you want to be closer to your team. It's definitely great. But also, it's not like it's easier or harder in a big company to start up. I think what sometimes happens is people coming from abroad are scared of startups because they think that startups are not so stable, and that's true. Sometimes that happens, but sometimes startups have like $5 million of investment, so it's a real like legitimate company that can pay salaries, etc. Do your homework, of course, and VanHack will help you. We'll only send you to good companies. Um, but yeah, I think it's also a very nice experience, and it'll allow you to learn fast, take more ownership,
yeah,
and grow faster in your career. So you have more technical challenges, and you'll also learn other things, not just coding, but also interaction with the team, coming up with ideas, things like that.
yeah, for sure.
Cool.
So experience,
Um,
right? So in the end,
yeah, yeah.
everything's
One,
valid.
it's true. One thing I also wanted to point out is the shirt you're wearing, Pedro. Can you show us what is
Oh
this shirt?
yeah. Oh, I think that was the first One Hack T-shirt, right? That we had.
Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
since 2015.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I remember when we made that, be like, oh wow, since 2015, like that's never gonna be like long time ago, but now it's kind of like a long time ago.
It is.
Um,
It's still alive. See, it's everything
yeah,
fine.
yeah, that's a nice shirt. Yeah, this is a limited edition. I think we only made like 25 of these t-shirts. And I don't know where they all are. I think only maybe like, yeah, Pedro, Thiago, our CTO, myself, and a few other people have them. Yeah, we always joke about having a Van Hack store. I don't know if you guys ever want to buy like Van Hack t-shirts and stuff like that, but let us know. um,
It's very comfortable, guys. Really nice.
make a poster. Oh, that's cool. That's a cool idea. Yeah, actually, I think I do have one. A poster. I mean, cool. I just thanks, Leo. I just also Nishutosh. Sorry for the pronunciation of your name wrong. I appreciate your comment about VanHack being an awesome platform. Yeah, we're working on helping everyone. And then Raul's asking about premium service getting help you get a job offer. I'll quickly say we can't guarantee anything. So if you come to premium, it's not like your chances are automatically going to be higher. You're going to have more support in terms of getting more confidence, improving your soft skills, things like this. But we're not going to be able to say, hey, because you joined premium, we're going to send you to jobs that you otherwise wouldn't have. We can't discriminate this way. Think of premium like a school. When you go to, for example, I'm guessing Rahul, you're from maybe India. So if you go to IIT, you probably have a better chance of getting a good job than if you went to another university that's not as good. Think of premium this way. If you join premium, you have a better chance, if you go to the classes and you study and you put the effort, right? So it all depends on you. It's not like we're paying this money and all of a sudden you're going to have this golden and go into the final round interview at Amazon. That's not how it works. This is all about your effort, and we're just here to help you improve your mindset, your confidence, and yeah, ask Leonardo who can tell you, because he's actually someone who went through it. Of course, I'm biased; I can tell you everything, but the better person to talk is the person who went through. Okay, cool. So we only have 15 minutes left because Pedro actually has to go to work this morning. So let's now talk about your current job. You got hired at one of the top companies in Canada to work for, and you're working with something completely outside your effort, your like experience with Salesforce. Let's talk about that. So, how did you get your current job? What was the interview process like? Take us through the entire experience.
Okay. Uh, so yeah, everything started with Ilya coming back to me again. He bothers me a lot. So he came to me. He was like, "Oh, there's this position open." I was finishing my college at that time. So I'm just gonna talk a little bit about the visa. So I finished my stud permit at that time, and after finishing the college, I was doing a course in a public course college, sorry. And then after finishing this, I was eligible to apply for a postgraduate work permit, which gave me one more year of just work permit that I could work in my skills, in my own experience. So what I did at that time, I applied for the postgraduate work permit, and then Ilya came to me and said, "There is this position open in this company. It's a great company. I've never heard about this company before." And then I was like, "Sure, okay, let's do it." So interview
Yeah.
process. What happened was they called me and they said I was applying for this position, and they just talked to um, I think it was their financing at that time. I think
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember like exactly, but I had this phone call just having a talk about the position, about who I am and what I do and all this stuff. And then after I got approved on the phone call, they called me and we were just talking in their office. That was the first time that I actually went to their office.
Mm-hmm.
And they were just again talking about my skills. They were just going through my experience and everything that I did before. And so, by the way, this company they work with Salesforce. Salesforce is a CRM. It's basically a platform that helps other companies to engage with their customers and possible new customers. So I had no experience on Salesforce. I had no idea what Salesforce was. I went to this second interview. We were just talking and about my previous experience, what I was doing, and I remember that I left the company that day, and I was like, I didn't pass. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
going. So after 30 minutes, they called me and they said, "Oh, you passed. You're coming to the next step." Next step was basically talking to some senior devs and just presenting a project.
Mm-hmm.
So they sent me this project through email, and they asked me to do something. So actually building something in Salesforce. I had a week. I think it was a week to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I had no experience in Salesforce, right? I remember that I slept like 2 hours per day at that
Wow.
week. I
Wow.
was just like going 100% for it, 200%, I would say. So I built the project. 1 week later, I went there for a demo. Had this. You guys know how I'm nervous on presenting stuff, so I went in a room with I think 4 or 5 devs. They all like senior devs, experienced. And I remember I was going there and I was like, okay, let's do it. Let's try.
Mm-hmm.
So I started doing the demo, and after everything, they had questions. They wanted to look my code. They wanted to actually go through why I did this, why I didn't the other way, and just going through all this.
Mm-hmm.
So after the presentation, I had to answer all these questions, and And I remember that again, I left the company like I didn't pass at all. And I remember when I walked through the company, I got to the corner and they called me again and was like, "Oh, you passed again, so you need to move on." And that's when I got hired. And I remember that at that time I was actually crying and just was something that you can't say. Like it's something you need to live for. It's really nice. But yeah, it was a really nice experience. It was a hard like their process is kind of hard, but if you know and they just want to see basically like you know things, you know how to do it, you can communicate, you can talk to them, right? It's not like something that I was really insecure, but in the end everything worked fine.
Hmm. Nice, nice. That's awesome. Yeah, like you know, after when you work so hard for a goal, a few years with your English, then your STEM visa. I'm sure you've done other interviews before that you didn't pass, or I'm not
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And when you finally get it, it's definitely an exciting feeling. Congrats again, Pedro. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. So then how was like the first few months like working at the company? You got the offer, you're ready to go. What did you do to make sure you did a good job and you didn't get fired? And
Yeah, so
you know,
I've been in this company for 3 years now, almost 3 years. January is gonna be 3 years. But yeah, when I started, like I said, I didn't have any experience, right? I didn't know anything about Salesforce.
hmm
So what they actually do is they gave me um, they gave me all this information about Salesforce. I had like training for around a month. Everyone was just like looking to me and actually like helping, and we are just sharing knowledge. It was something that I didn't expect for all the companies that I worked in Brazil. I never had like training. I never had like a company actually spending money to get you to know better the platform or whatever you're gonna do,
hmm
right?
hmm
And that's actually something that they do, and it's awesome. It's amazing.
Nice. So the company invests in you, helps you improve your skills, make sure you're happy, you're understanding, working well.
Exactly.
Similar to the ones in Brazil, right? Similar to how it was in Brazil.
Oh yeah,
No?
no, no
No?
way. No, back in Brazil, you just need to do yourself and just that's all you had to do.
Cool. I remember visiting your office, and you guys had like a stand-up comedian who would be your office manager and leave you chocolate on your keyboard and stuff. Like, tell me about this. How is the day to day?
Oh, so they actually have all these surprises, right? So every time, sometimes you just go to your desk and there is some random stuff, or um, we have like, oh, we have something that I really love. So every Friday we have this what we call beer clock. That's basically a get together on the company. So everyone goes. There is like this big place in the company that everyone goes, and there's beer, there's all this fun stuff, and you can just go like to meet everyone in the company, to talk, to just have fun, right? And that's something really nice. Like everyone gives all the support you need. If you don't know how to do something, you can go there, and that's totally fine. Like to just talk, say like, I don't know this. Can you help me? Somebody's gonna
Mm,
be there to help you. We use Slack there, and we actually have a Slack channel that everyone helps each other. So if you have a question, if you have a problem, whatever, just throw there. A bunch of people is gonna appear there and just get the solution, get you like help you on everything. And
mm,
that's something that I really like, because like you don't need to be like too, how can I say, like you can be too much to yourself, right? You can just go there and you know that a bunch of people is gonna be there for you. Like of
mm.
course you're gonna be there for them too. So that's great. It's great.
That's really cool. I think we'll steal that for our team. That's nice.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Awesome, awesome. And then how about your personal life in terms of like you know, things you do outside of work? You live in you know, where you live. How long does it take you to get to work for you know, from
Yeah,
your
it,
apartment?
it, it changed a little bit. Back in Brazil, I had like 1 hour to get to work with all this traffic and everything. Here I'm living like 15 minutes from work, walking. Uh, I actually have time to enjoy life. I go to work, I give like what we plan to do. I do what I plan to do, and then I go back home. I have my family. I'm married now, so I'm not alone anymore. We got this precious dog as well. We adopted the
Hmm.
dog like a year ago. So I'm actually having time to work and also enjoy life.
That's cool,
Yeah.
cool. And then you get to go to maybe some things around the city in the summer, going to the mountains or going skiing.
Yeah, summertime, basically doing some hikes, going to the beach. Beaches here are not like Brazil, but still. The good thing on summertime is you have sun until 10 p.m. So it's funny going around the beaches and just like 9 p.m. and everyone's like lie down, just enjoying the sun, and I'm like, wow. But yeah,
Cool.
summertime that's the best. Like you can do a lot of stuff. There's like these cities around that you can just drive to. Wintertime you can also go to mountains. Like there's some really cool mountains right in the city. Basically,
Hmm.
it's like you
Hmm.
can get the public transportation to the mountain, and just it's really awesome.
Yeah, yeah. For everyone to have an idea of what Pedro's talking about, just Google Vancouver and you'll see a bunch of pictures.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, every city that in Canada or in Europe or wherever you guys want to move to has its positives. So
Hmm.
make sure you enjoy this. Let me ask a few final questions here before we let you get to work. um, is what's your favorite part about living abroad?
Favorite part. Here is secure. You can walk the streets like midnight, for example, and you're gonna be fine. Um, I have a really good health care here. Um, I can enjoy life. I think that's my main. That was my main focus, and that's still my main thing. Sorry, my dog's just going for a walk. Um, but yeah, living here is like the only thing that I actually miss is my family. That's something really hard to live with, but you can actually work on what you like. You can live life, so you can enjoy life better. I think that's the thing that I like the most.
Cool. Awesome. Awesome. So hopefully for everyone here, uh, you know, let this be a lesson for you guys that it is hard to get hired abroad. I think you might get discouraged sometimes. Things might not be going well, not getting a lot of answers, but you'll definitely be rewarded in the end if you keep at it. And then last kind of thing is what about tips do you have for other van hackers? We have a lot of people here with us who want to get hired just like you did. What would you say to them?
So the main tips that I have is don't be afraid to speak a second language. That's something that I was really afraid when I came. And that I was like, I'm gonna do a lot of mistakes. People are gonna think about me, and they're just gonna be really bad, like with things that I'm saying. But don't be afraid. People understand, and they're gonna try to actually help you. And like just talk, right? Use the English you have and keep learning, keep talking to people, and don't be afraid to speak English or whatever language you guys are gonna need to learn.
Hmm.
Another thing is focus on the skill you like the most. You like front end, just focus on front end. You like Angular, or you like back end, you like to work with Java, PHP, whatever. Be the best on this language. Be the best on the skill you like, because that's the difference you can do like on the jobs you're gonna try to get, right? They like I remember in Brazil I had like some problems getting hired because normally they wanted like a front end that also did back end database and could sell or whatever, right? Like you
Hmm.
could just mix a bunch of stuff and then you could get hired. But here is kind of different. You actually need to have a focus. You need to know just what you like to do. Focus on that. Get the companies you like the most. Get VanHack's get VanHack's help because that's I don't know you guys, but I have a lot of problems on organizing myself. I'm really nervous to talk to people, to actually say like what I know and all this stuff. So interview for me is a nightmare. I remember going there and just shaking and be really nervous. And
Hmm.
after like actually getting and we didn't talk about me talking about this, but I actually got to talk to Ilya a lot. And after that, I could go to an interview and just be myself and just be fine, right? So
Hmm.
that was a big change in my life that I had, and I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't that.
Awesome, awesome, Pedro. I appreciate the kind words and really good tips here. We have 1 minute left, so yeah, make sure you're not late for work in Canada. And a little bit more time.
Oh yeah,
You can't be late.
yeah,
So yeah, I guess I just wanted to say thank you so much for taking the time here, waking up early to hang out with us, opening up the relocation summit as the first ever event hacker hired. So yeah, thanks Pedro for this. Guys, if you have more questions, I'm actually going to stay for another 15 minutes and answer all your questions. So let's just say goodbye to Pedro and hopefully, yeah, he'll be back for another webinar, maybe next year.
nice. Thank you so much, guys. It was awesome. I'm not nervous anymore. But yeah, it was awesome, and don't like just keep your dreams there. I remember a phrase that I always have with me. It's a Disney quote. So
Mm,
basically, if you can dream it, you can do it. So never forget that, guys. Just keep your dreams there and do it.
awesome, awesome, Pedro. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Enjoy
much.
enjoy your day. We'll talk after, of course. And yeah, take
Awesome.
care.
Take
Bye,
care,
buddy.
guys. Bye bye.
Cool. All right, Pedro, you can just close
Yeah.
the screen or the not the screen. Oh, there you go. Okay. All right, guys, you have 15 minutes here with me because I also have to go in a bit. But I am here to answer any questions you might have. And actually, in 15 minutes, we have another webinar with our English teacher, Ricardo, who will talk about how to prepare yourself and have a great English for your job interviews abroad. So I'm seeing some questions, or if you guys have any questions, just put in the chat. I think it's on this side for you here on the right side. Um, so here we go. Satchit has a great question. How do companies shortlist van hackers for interviews? So really good question. So I'm sure you guys are applying to jobs on VanHack. Well, first off, if you're not applying to jobs on VanHack and if you don't have a VanHack profile, that's the first step. So make sure you create a VanHack profile, fill in your profile with as much data as possible about who you are. Make sure you put a good picture. Make sure you share exactly um, what you do. Take the English verification. All those steps. So we have all those steps in the VanHack profile. Make sure you do that. Add your resume, skills, etc. So that's number one. You can't get a job, or we can't send you to a company unless you do that. Next is if you apply for a job and you have a good match with the job, so relevant years of experience, you have good skills, maybe you've done a coding test. The link of the promo is wrong. Ooh, that's good to know. Let me update that right now. Um, Thank you for letting me know. It's just vanhack.com/checkout. That should take you to the checkout page. So give me one sec. Um, so, oops. Um, is that working now, guys? Login with LinkedIn is not working. Okay, well, you have a bug report. That's good to know. Okay, okay. So, if you guys let me know if is the link working now. Like if you go to this link here, the link is working. Okay, great. Thanks, Alfonso. I was wondering why people weren't signing up. Now I understand. I was sending people to the wrong place. Great. Um, Checkout link is now working. Great. Vanhack.com/checkout. Yeah, basically for us with premium, to be honest, guys, we don't, it's not a big way we make money in VanHack. So we try and give as much value to you as possible. The only reason we ask you to pay for premium is to make sure you're serious and really see people who are, if you don't pay for something, you probably won't take it as seriously as if you do pay for it. And if you think about the price, like it's super cheap compared to another English school, and you get a lot more than an English school. So it's not just English classes, it's interview practice. So even if you have fluent English, we help you prepare yourself to understand how to actually do the job interview well. So we have the confidence that Pedro was talking about. So you're able to answer questions. You'd be surprised, even like people from Europe and Canada, I interview them when I want them to join our team, and I ask them questions that they don't know how to answer, and they're from here. So it's not about English. It's really about you know preparing yourself confidence and getting hired abroad. Um, why ask for a pick in Canada? It's not something an age like that. So yeah, on your VanHack profile, it's good for us to know who you are, and if you have a professional picture, like on LinkedIn, for example, the same thing, it helps. Yeah, I don't know. It's a silly thing, but I think it helps if you have a professional picture. Yeah, so it's kind of like mentoring, Sinan. That's a good way to put it. Someone asked me to talk about, okay, here, Sandeep is asking how many months did it take to get a job offer. So again, Sandeep, and anyone who's asking about like how much time does it take, honestly, this really depends on many factors, the most of which is you. If you're a terrible developer, you're probably not going to get a job. So that's the first thing. Be a good developer. I don't know how good a developer you are, Sandeep. I'm not saying you're bad. I'm sure you're good, but you have to really, it's all about you. VanHack Premium and VanHack in general is just a bridge or a door. You have to walk through it. We help you walk through it faster and really help you kind of crack the European and Canadian job market by giving you this connection to jobs that are actually sponsoring work visa and giving you mentorship about how to get those jobs. But if you're not good, it's impossible for us to help you. So you have to also be open to change and have a flexible mind that maybe, hey, you don't know everything and you need to improve, things like this. S. Ravi, how much experience take minimum? About 3 years would be the minimum. But some jobs are asking for 3 years, some jobs asking for 5, others for 10. So Ravi, 5-10 years experience. If you're over 40 years old, it doesn't matter. Age doesn't matter. Actually, the more experience you have, the better it is. So there's no minimum. There's a minimum about 3 years because companies don't usually hire really junior developers from abroad. But if you have 10-15 years experience, that's actually really good. So I would be confident in yourself. See so many stacks and most job requirements. Henry, I mean, some jobs are asking for more stacks. Some companies are like they're really looking for specific people. So it depends, right? It's hard to say. Project management, not really, because companies usually don't hire project managers from abroad. What's our mark? Yeah, so Abraham asked a really good question. So VanHack has a very small percentage of all the jobs out there. We're working hard to change this. We're hiring more salespeople to go out and talk to companies and get them to work with us and add more jobs. My goal is to have like 1,000 jobs. I want to post actually 2,000 jobs on VanHack next year. So we want to get as many jobs as possible onto VanHack, but yeah, like there's other ways to get hired in Canada too. I'm sure you guys know other websites that offer jobs, but the difference in us is and everyone else is all of our jobs sponsor work visa, and we work to prepare you to get hired abroad. So we're very focused on the international hiring piece. On other job boards, you're gonna get maybe lost in all the shuffle. And if you guys are wondering how many VanHackers have gotten hired, I can show you this link that'll show you. Cool. What about education? If I have many years of experience but don't have higher education, is it? Yeah, no. Eugene, привет, Eugene. Очень приятно. Спасибо, что ты здесь. A little Russian, from Russia. Eugene, I think it's from Russia or Ukraine. So, Eugene, you don't need education. It's a great question. How do you need to have a postgraduate degree or education? If you're a developer, it doesn't matter. If you're a developer and you can code, you have, let's say, 3 to 5 years experience, you'll be fine. So don't worry about your education. Yeah, add me on LinkedIn, guys. Sinan is talking about LinkedIn. I post a lot of content there. Also, follow VanHack on LinkedIn. I don't know if you guys follow VanHack, the page. We post a lot of content on LinkedIn. We're seeing VanHack being a very, um, you know, how could I say this? Sorry, LinkedIn being a very nice way to share content. I think it's better than Facebook. So yeah, I would yeah. So Helmer, the reason, okay, quickly talking about events. So Helmer and someone else earlier asked about Leap. So Leap is an event we're actually having in Vancouver next week, and we have in different cities across the world. Next year we'll have in Europe as well, where we fly. We help pay for the flight of van hackers who want to move to city. So if you want to move to Montreal, we'll have a Leap in Montreal next March, and we'll pay you $500. That VanHack will pay you to help cover your cost of coming to Canada. No one else in the world does this. No one else will pay and help cover your flight to come to Canada. Think about this. It's not just helping you come to Canada. You get like a mini VanHack Premium course for like 3-4 weeks, and you get connections and introductions to Canadian companies. So if you want to come to Canada and get hired abroad, you can either come for yourself by yourself as a vacation, or you can come with VanHack. We'll connect you to employers, and you'll have interviews and have 3 or 4 interviews. And actually, one of our I think one of the last Relocation Summit webinars will be with Pritika, who got hired in at Leap last year, and she got 5 job offers. So if you just go to VanHack, I think you just go to VanHack events. So go to our events page, and you can sign up for Leap. So here it is. This is all on our platform. Tom, we don't have a list of companies we work with. You can just apply directly to our jobs. The reason is we work with companies as a recruiting company. So if companies pay VanHack to help them hire the best person, we get paid when we help you hire. So it's a good thing for us, a good thing for you, and a good thing for the company, because they get to work with an amazing developer like you, Tom. So if we published all the jobs, all the names of the companies. Oh, hey Andre, good to see you here. Andre from who got hired at Leap is here with us. Привет, Andre. Nice to see you hanging out with us. Awesome. Congrats on getting hired. So yeah, we have a live success case with us here, not just Pedro, but also Andre. Anyway, if we shared the names of all these companies, they would be really mad at us, because they would probably have like 100, 200, 300 people who aren't qualified sending them emails and resumes and applying for their jobs. Our job at VanHack is to filter, is to find out of all the developers that want to get hired in this country and this job, who the best ones are, and send those to the company. Yeah, so we try and find the best fit. That's a matchmaking. DevOps engineers, yeah, we do. We have jobs for DevOps engineers, Dinesh. We help you by getting you jobs. What are the percentage we got hiring for Leap? Around 50% of the people who come to Leap get hired, but it's no guarantee, right? Like, I can't tell you come to Leap, you're going to get an offer. Again, a lot of people come to Leap and they kind of don't take it seriously, and they think that it's just going to magically appear a job in their lap. We don't help with study visas. No, we just focus on work visas. Average application to get hired. Claudia, how many times do people have to apply to get hired? I don't know the exact number, but apply to as many jobs as you think is relevant on VanHack. Again, the most important thing, guys, is have a full VanHack profile and verify your English. You can't apply to jobs on VanHack without verifying your English. It takes 5, 10, 15 minutes. You just have to record some videos. It's really easy, but it's important. Yeah, Andre, that's a really good point. We did have a lot of companies looking to hire DevOps engineers, and there was only one DevOps engineer, and he got a job like really fast, right away, the first day. So yeah, does everyone here have their English verified? If you don't, let me show you how to do it. So you log into VanHack here, and then you can go here and click English verification, and then click this button, and you'll have 3 hours to record your video. So make sure you do it right when you start. But it's really easy. It doesn't take much time. Make sure you do this. It's really important. I wanted to highlight that, okay? Awesome, Dinesh. If you're AWS certified, that's great. We have a lot of AWS jobs. Make sure you sign up to VanHack, create a profile, verify your English, and yeah. Saskatoon, yeah, it's a good market for sure. Sinan, good point. If you don't see jobs that are relevant to you on VanHack right now, don't worry. We'll always be posting new jobs. So maybe you don't have a job right now, but we have a team of people who are constantly running after companies and getting them to post jobs on VanHack, and we'll probably post a job in cybersecurity in the next month, 2, 3 months. So yeah, cool guys. Oh, a couple more minutes here, and then we can. Age limit? No, no age limit. Juliana, yes, we do help with salary negotiation. This is actually not just for premium. This is for any VanHacker who any VanHacker who gets hired. We will help them with salary negotiation. In which month are there more hiring processes? Good question. The biggest months are April and May, and September, October, November. So for Christmas, things go slow. In the summer, things go slow. The next session is starting in 1 minute, so I have to go. If you guys enjoyed this session, please tell your friends about VanHack. If you have any other friends who are looking to get hired abroad, tell them about the Relocation Summit. This is all free content. We do this to help you guys. You'll be able to see a recording of this later. Thanks, Sachin. I really appreciate that. And yeah, stay tuned for the next webinar. You should be getting an email, or it'll be in the Slack group, in the VanHackathon Slack group. Yeah, thanks guys so much for being part of VanHack, for taking your time to hang out with me today. I really appreciate it. If people are always asking me, how can I help VanHack? You guys are creating so much good information, helping people get hired. Tell your friends. Tell your friends. A lot of people don't believe VanHack is true. They think we're fake, or think we're lying, and we're trying to kidnap people and steal them away. No, we're a legitimate company, etc. Tell your friends about us. That's the best way for us to for us to grow. Because if someone who you trust tells you about something, you're more likely to check it out. Make sure you fill out your profile, verify your English, and enjoy the next few webinars. I might pop into another Relocation Summit webinar every once in a while. Add me on LinkedIn. And if you guys have any other questions, email contact@vanhack.com. Don't email me, because I won't be able to reply. Cool. Thanks again, everyone. Have a great rest of your day or evening, wherever you are in the world. And yeah, let's get more VanHackers hired. Bye, guys.